Alright, now that we know how to add sources to our scenes, let's set up the scenes that we need for our lecture. So for example, what I need for my lecture is an introduction scene, a lecture scene, and a be right back scene. So what I'll do is I'll click on a scene, rename it, and then I'll rename it as introduction. Next, I click on the plus icon, create my lecture scene, and then click on the plus icon again and create my be right back scene. And then we'll start with the introduction. Click on introduction scene, and then when this is clicked, you can add sources to that certain scene. So first, since it's introduction, I'll add a webcam to it. So I'll click on the plus icon, go to video capture device, name it as camera, click on OK, and then here are the settings that I need to adjust. So first, choose custom, choose the size of your webcam. So mine is 1920 by 1080, and then check deactivate when not showing so that it can be opened in a different scene. So when you press OK, resize it. So there. Alright, now that we have our camera, let's say I want to add like the school logo or the Bolt logo in my introduction phase. So I click on the plus icon in sources and then choose image and then name it as Benilde logo, and then click on OK, and then choose or browse the file for your Benilde logo. So white square, and then click on OK, and then to resize again, just click on the red box and drag. Click on the logo itself to move, then resize it again, move and resize until you get what you need. So let's say I want it on the top right, and then I want it to be a bit small. So there. Next, click on the plus icon again, image, and then name it as Bolt logo. Browse for the logo for your Bolt logo. So there. Click on OK, resize, and adjust. Now that you're done with your images or your logos, what if you want to add the name? All you have to do is just click on the plus icon, choose text, rename the text as name, click on OK, and then you can choose now the name that you want to be seen on your OBS. So I'll just choose, let's say, Yo Homicilio AB Ani Faculty. Then I'll choose my font, just click on select font. I want Century Gothic, I want it bold. And then the size, usually what I do is I choose 300 or the largest size that I can think of. Click on OK. And then when you scroll down, you will see all the settings that you need. The color, opacity, background color of the text. So for example, I want the color to be white, and then I want it to have a background color of, let's say, pink. Press OK. And then I could change the opacity of the background color so that it's seen. So alignment, vertical alignment is there also. So let's say I'm done with the settings that I wanted. Click on OK and then just resize. Alright? And then place it where you want it to be placed. So always take note that choose the largest font size and text and just resize it manually outside of the options. So now that we're done with the introduction phase, let's move on to the lecture phase. So what I'll do is now I'll click on the lecture scene and then choose different sources for this. So all you have to do is just click on the plus icon, go to display capture, and then name it as lecture 1. And then OBS now captures your lecture screen. So again, when you do a display capture, anything that you see on your screen or anything that you open your screen will be seen by OBS. So now I have two scenes. First is my introduction scene. Second is my lecture scene. Alright? So right now I have two scenes. So first is my introduction scene. Next is my lecture scene. So usually what I do is I add another scene called Be Right Back. So the Be Right Back scene, I use it whenever I go for a restroom break or if I get a glass of water. So for my Be Right Back scene, what I always show is just a video loop with the Be Right Back text. So to add the video, just click on the plus icon, go to media source, then name it as BRB, let's say BRB video. Click on OK, and then I'll look for my video. So let's say this one, click on open. So I click on loop so that it creates an infinite loop. So press OK, and then it shows now my video. So whenever I click on the Be Right Back scene, it shows this video. Next, I'll click on the plus icon, create a text, and then name it as Be Right Back. Then I choose a font, again Century Gothic, then name it as Be Right Back. Change the color so that they can see the color of the text, and then resize it. So whenever I do my lectures, I usually start with the introduction, and then after I introduce myself, I go to my lecture, and then whenever I need to have a break, a short break, I choose the Be Right Back scene. So that's how you use scenes to set up your streaming lecture or your recording lecture. Alright, so now that we've set up our scenes, let's now start recording. So just a recap, go to settings, go to output, choose where you want it to save, high quality medium file size, MP4 recording format, software encoder. Next, go to video, 1280 by 720, both base and output, and then common FPS value, 30 frames per second. And then press OK. Now, if you want to record your lecture, all you have to do is just click on the start recording. So if you click on start recording, it will now start recording the screen, and then anything that you do in OBS, for example, if I switch to lecture or to Be Right Back, it is now recorded by OBS. So if I click on stop recording and then go to where it is saved, you will see that it recorded how I switched my scenes and how I did my lecture.